Take it, I'm getting it back. And if they hit me, they gotta get taxed. I'm making hit after hit after hit, and I promise you, boy, every one of them slap. Hop on a verse and I body it quick. They never work, and it's why we don't mix. I don't got time for the faking. I swear that I'll always say real, something they never did. Oh, they saying that I'm up next. I told them that I'm up now. Promise I came for the next. I'm needing honeys on honeys, cause that's what I'm worth. Show me the finish, I'm getting it first. Show me the best, and that's me and my worst. I need that money, I'm getting it now. I'm at the top, but I started way down. I told them hundreds of times that I'm really done waiting. I swear that I came for the crown. Oh, you should go ahead and write over. I was in a 4, leveled up to the Rover. Feeling like Blake, I'ma put him on a poster. I don't really play when it come to my checks. I've been in the gym, so you know I gotta flex. If I shoot a shot, then it's gonna be a wet dog. I'm coming for these meals, I ain't taking no less. Yeah, I ain't really taking no less. Now they tryna send me that text. I ain't hitting back, they stress. I'm needing honeys on honeys, cause that's what I'm worth. Show me the finish, I'm getting it first. Show me the best, and that's me and my worst. I need that money, I'm getting it now. I'm at the top, but I started way down. I told them hundreds of times that I'm really done waiting. I swear that I came for the crown. Take it, I'm getting it back. And if they hit me, they gotta get taxed. I'm making hit after hit after hit, and I promise you, boy, every one of them slap. Hop on a verse and I body it quick. They never work, and it's why we don't mix. I don't got time for the faking. I swear that I'll always say real, something they never did. Oh, they saying that I'm up next. I told them that I'm up now. Promise I came for the next. I'm needing honeys on honeys, cause that's what I'm worth. Show me the finish, I'm getting it first. Show me the best, and that's me and my worst. I need that money, I'm getting it now. I'm at the top, but I started way down. I told them hundreds of times that I'm really done waiting. I swear that I came for the crown. Oh, you should go ahead and write over. I was in a 4, leveled up to the Rover. Feeling like Blake, I'ma put him on a poster. I don't really play when it come to my checks. I've been in the gym, so you know I gotta flex. If I shoot a shot, then it's gonna be a wet dog. I'm coming for these meals, I ain't taking no less. Yeah, I ain't really taking no less. Now they tryna send me that text. I ain't hitting back, they stress.
I see you in 3D. The dawn is bright for me. No more dark for me. I know you're watching me.
What's up, YouTube? This is your guy, Hector, host of the Yankees Morning Brew. And like always, I am joined by my compadre, my best friend, Mr. Pots and Pans himself, Jigga Man Porto.
Bro, I still get worried that you might not say my name at the end of it. So I'm like, do I still get excited when he's like, my best friend? Then all of a sudden, that's the day I find out you're mad at me. Pete, my best friend, Pete Seminetti. I'm like, wait, what just happened? I got demoted? What up,
Never
bro?
that,
It's Friday.
never that.
Let's
Glad
go.
to be back. You know, it's been a minute since you and I have been on over here on Get Yanked just because I had some doctor's appointment. You as well. You had some appointments that you had to deal with. But before we get into it, shout out to the NYY News TV family in the building. Smack that like button. We are at 16.2K. Shout out to Pete Seminetti for always giving us this platform. Let's do a little bit of the roll call, right? While we here, we got my brother TC Stills in the building, Anthony Medina, and like always, guys, Put the prayer emojis in the chat for Medina and his father. We got some good news that Medina's pop should be coming home today. So hopefully all is well. Medina, my brother, you know I'm here for you. Philo Ramos is in the building. Jonathan is in the building. Matthew Stoke is in the building. Anthony Garcia. Jonathan is in the building. Old Sarge, how you doing? Our friend Mr. Rod Thompson is in the building. Yohan Seco is in the building. We got our friend Mr. Zach Brownis, and I like seeing Zach Brownis. He got the lion in the profile pic. You gotta like it. Eric Wallace, EY is in the building. How you doing? Yankees Farm, Carlos Caloque Menmano is in the building. Shout out to everybody who's a part of the NYY News TV family. And like I said, smack that like button. We got Jason Lang. Mike Benedito is in the building. Jonathan Magana is in the building. Appreciate all of you guys for showing up. But Celso, how you feeling, my friend?
I love that you do the roll call, bro, because I literally get like the first 3 minutes of the show to just relax and just do this move right here, you know? And then I like how you always segue to me so you can catch a breath, right? We don't need you passing out after the roll call on a Friday, right?
Facts. You see how I always segue to you so I can catch my breath.
You're like,
contractually, right? Pete has it in the contract that I do the roll call for about 3 minutes and 35 seconds, you know, so I got to keep it on point. But I appreciate you for always being there so I could catch my breath. But let's go, Yankee familiars.
I was going to say, but you know what would be great is people don't get to see the behind the scenes, right? We need like one of those montages showing the training that Pete puts you through for those roll calls. You run in underwater drills, holding your breath. Like, it's a process, people.
Well, that's some Navy SEAL stuff. That's some Navy SEAL stuff. I'm nowhere on that level, but you got Pete in the chat calling you Legolas because of the hoodie, and I appreciate that one as a fan of Lord of the Rings. But definitely, guys, how are you doing? Appreciate everybody for showing up. Thank you guys for tuning in. You know, it's been a minute, like I said, so we got to get into it because the month of May just passed. We're in June 2nd right now. It's Friday, June 2nd. But the big thing is that in the month of May, our New York Yankees were able to have the best record in all of Major League Baseball in that month. Even with all of our injuries, even with now today, we got Donaldson, Canely, and Giancarlo Stanton coming back to the lineup. But we have some reinforcements as well. Jonathan Loaisiga should be still on track to be back with this team. Sorry about that, just got choked up. But also Ian Hamilton is on his way back. Carlos Rodon is already on his way back. He should be pitching with us by July. This team is getting healthy, and this is the season. And I said it earlier on the Yanks Morning Brew. I'm sipping all the Kool-Aid. This is our year. The 2023 Yankees are far better than the 2022 Yankees. We got some stuff that we got to dissect, but when it comes down to it, I am very confident about this team, broski. How are you feeling?
I mean, like you said it best, bro. Injuries and all, everything we've been dealing with, the ups and downs, suspensions here, you know, sticky stuff on the hands, and we still had the best record. You know what I mean? So it's nice to see us bouncing back. You and I talked about it, really feeling real confident by before the end of the month, at least being in that second place spot, possibly leapfrogging. But I'm feeling good, man. And you mentioned the name. And I will admit right here, I should not be this happy about seeing another man. But I am. And I'm stoked that Stanton is back. I'm excited. I hate the fact that the game's 10 o'clock at night. But I'm excited that I'm staying up because I want to see him. But yes, it is probably a little uncomfortable that I like this man that much. But I'm stoked.
Listen. When it comes down to it, you know, ain't no king shame in 2023. So you could man crush on Giancarlo Stanton all you want.
I do what I want.
Yes, Pete and Bad Dog will be on the call tonight. Make sure you guys tune Game Season Live after Get Yanked later on today. And as well, when it comes to Ian Hamilton, they said that he started getting ready to start a throwing program last time that I checked on it. So he'll possibly have like a bullpen next week. No word yet when it comes to Jonathan Loaisiga, but we do have some reinforcements on the way. Apparently, Anthony Rizzo is supposed to be in the lineup tonight. And this is what frustrates me, right?
I knew it was coming.
He wasn't available. You knew it was coming.
I knew it was coming.
He wasn't available to pinch hit instead of Franchi Cordero, Sacre Bleu, and Franchi Cordero. You wait 2 days later to put him in the lineup. This is what frustrates me about Aaron Boone. And it's the same thing. The night before, when we scored 10 runs, we had Michael King pitching for multiple innings. We're up 8-3. There should be no reason Michael King is in the game when we are up 8-3. Because look what happened. Instead of Ron Marinaccio in that 10th inning, we could have had Michael King in that 10th inning to pitch multiple innings, knowing that the Yankees are off on Thursday. This is the little things that frustrate me when it comes to Booney, bro.
Yeah, I mean, I know we spoke about it a little bit, and I was fearful that this is one of those, it's just, he's there for an emergency. It was going to stretch itself out. We were going to end up getting a report that Rizzo's now in the 10-day, then turn into 30, 60, and we deal with the usual crap that we deal with. But you know what? I'm just looking at it this way too, Heck.
Yeah.
What if we did put Rizzo in and he did actually aggravate it and he did get hurt? Then we're all sitting here today talking about how much we hate Boone anyways, right? So either way, it was crappy. I don't understand why he wasn't brought in. I'm sorry.
You got to check your phone. I'm sorry. Did Michael K text that to you to say while we were on the stream just now?
Listen, you're the one who gets horn honk every time you're talking about the Yankees. All right.
I'm just saying. Did
the lineup come out?
What you just said right now, the lineup has not come out yet, to my knowledge, but probably it'll come out later on tonight around 6 o'clock, 6:37. But what you just said right now, that was textbook Yankees PR, bro.
Thank you.
I got to check your temperature, right? I got to check your phone because I'm not sure if Randy Levine is text messaging you what to say or Michael K is messaging you what to say, bro. You good over there? I know it's been a couple of weeks, but you good, bro?
Yeah, I'm good. I'm good. All right. But I mean, look, I said it before when we talked about it with that game, right? There's so many things we could pinpoint from that game. Also putting some responsibility on the players. Right? When we had the bases loaded situation, even before the chance for Franchi, we should have done some stuff. I know it's easy to be pissed off about it, but the truth is we didn't get Rizzo. And I'm still a big believer. If he's not in that lineup tonight, we're on that same track that we're always on. So I am dying for the lineup to come out. If it comes out while we're on the show, someone in the chat, please let us know ASAP. Because I think that's going to be the telling sign right there, bro.
This is one of the rare things that we disagree on when it comes to this game. But weird. Pete, let's switch it up and let's have a moment of like remembrance. Pete, if you could throw up the first one right there. Yeah, okay. Yeah, I guarantee you said that right. Because on this day, MLB is honoring Lou Gehrig. And when it comes to Lou Gehrig, we all know his famous speech is like the Gettysburg Address when it comes to baseball. Lou Gehrig, baseball history nut posted up on the day the Yankees honored Lou Gehrig. He wasn't planning on speaking until the crowd started chanting for it, meaning his famous speech was pretty much entirely improvised. And when you hear that, that just adds so much more lore to what already was a great story when it comes to Major League Baseball, the Yankees, and the sport. What's your take on this, Sels?
Bro, like to see it when you sent that over, I'm like, wow. Like to know that entire thing was genuine. Not scripted, just on the fly, speaking from the heart, like huge, man. It just, like you said, it adds so much more to the lore. It adds so much more credibility to it. So I loved it. And it's today, like this MLB is doing a whole Lou Gehrig thing, right? Is it the whole month?
They're doing
Yeah.
So
I mean, that's
shout out to the Iron Horse, Captain Lou Gehrig. The history is just there. You can't. There's no way that you can replace Lou Gehrig, right? There's no way that there will be another Lou Gehrig. And that time in history, that speech is memorable. I remember growing up and playing baseball video games. I'm not sure if you guys as well, whatever. But the amount of video games that had that speech a part of the intro to the game when the game first started always made me get goosebumps on my skin and always made the game just a lot more better. So shout out to MLB baseball, and always, guys, put the prayers in the chat for Lou Gehrig and the remembrance for his family as well, and smack that like button for the boys. It's been a minute since I said that, bro.
I know.
It's been a minute. I've been saving it.
Did it feel good? It feel good.
It felt good. It felt good. You can tell that I'm a bit rusty a little bit when it comes to the boys, but I'll pick it up as the show goes on.
We'll get there. We got time, bro. We got time.
Daryl Smith in the chat. Luckiest man on the face of the earth. Absolutely. Jay Schmeezy in the chat. MOB trying to save face. Well, when you got a commissioner like Rob
Yeah.
Manfred and
We're
his
not
face,
arguing with you on that at all.
Rob Manfred looks like Emperor Palpatine, if you ask me. CWE Suns Valley, Donaldson getting DFA. Well, when it comes to Donaldson, we'll get into that, but I honestly think with the money that's attached to his contract, the Yankees would probably give him 2 to 3 weeks to see if he's even still valuable at the major league level, and then a decision should happen when it comes to that. But who else we got here? Julieta Renner's in the building. NYY News, Unapparel Yankees, fun and good times, and thanks. Appreciate you as well for showing up. Mike Stanton is useless. He is disruptive in the lineup. I think, the artist formerly known as Mike Stanton. Pete, if you want to bring up the next tweet, because it segues it perfect, because Brian Holtz reports on Twitter, Giancarlo Stanton, Josh Donaldson, Tommy Kahnle are back with the club. I know you're excited because your man Crush is back up there. It's just in time for the Dodgers series. The sad note is Oswald Cabrera is sent down. And we have some check-ins later on when it comes to Carlos Rodon, but Cabrera being sent down. I know a lot of Yankee fans, we fell in love with this kid. We love the fact that he's a Swiss Army knife type of defender. You could put him wherever you need to put him at, and he will give you above average defense at that position. He brought a bit of speed to the lineup as well, but the batting average just wasn't there. And if your batting average is not good, and if your on-base percentage is not good, you could hardly do anything when it comes to that speed. So as much as we love Oswald Cabrera and the intangibles he brings to the lineup and brings to the game, it was the right move by the Yankees because he had to get himself right.
Yeah. And that's the thing. We'll see him back. Let him go down there. Let him piece some things together. You gotta make some moves anyways. What's crazy to me is you get Stanton, you get Donaldson back, and it's like I feel like it kind of like levels it out, where super hype and then not hype at all for Donaldson. So you get stuck in the middle. You're like, oh, game changer, and then you got shitty guy, right? So it's like it tempers my excitement for having them back. Look, we're all on the same page, especially this channel right here, this MLI News TV fam. We're all like, I think it was yesterday that Pete put the tweet out. Okay, all right, it's down to 1 week. We give Donaldson 1 week, 1 week, and if not, shit the shit out of that man. Look, Stanton puts fear when he's at the plate. Donaldson doesn't put fear in anyone's eye, right? So again, to me, it's like that.
Well, he puts fears in the eyes of the players that's on the field, because when he flips that bat, you don't know where it's going to land.
He's stupid. Yeah, look, I'm not expecting anything from him. I'm really not. I guess we'll see in 2 weeks, right? Are we having a conversation where we're all like, oh shit, Donaldson's doing something? Or are we going to have the conversation of, oh shit, we've been right all along. Why is he still here? We had to. When
I heard the stat line that he hit 333 down at the minors, I was like, okay, maybe he has something. Yeah. But he hit 289, I think, collectively on both levels. So I'm like, I'm not too sure. If he gives us something, it would be a way that Josh Donaldson can stick it to us Yankee fans, right? And every time you see Josh Donaldson, you can tell that he's like a little bit of a dick. Right. So this is the dickest move in the world, that he comes back and he performs for like a week or two. The Yankees decide, all right, we good right now. And then he craps the bed for as long as we still have him on our team.
Joan Cycle says, I like Stanton back, but Wash Donaldson will be a rally killer. Facts.
Yes.
Facts, look, again, I'm not expecting much from him, guys. All right. Every time I hear the name Josh Donaldson, I just I get this urge to get yanked every time. Like, I can't help it. Like, I just do not want to talk about him. I don't want to see him. And I want to ask you for real, Heck. Do you think this front office, honestly, we saw what they did with Hicks. We were shocked to actually see it happen. Do you think they would do that same situation if Donaldson truly is shitting the bed over the next 2-3 weeks?
With Peraza in the minor leagues killing it as he is killing it, with contributions from other players that you throw in the lineup like IKF or Bowers or Willie Calhoun, I think, you have to. You have to, because you have him for only this season. You don't got to worry about multiple seasons. So it's just eating the money for the rest of this year. Now, the thing is, the Yankees are doing everything they can to make sure that hopefully he injures himself. Like
Yeah,
whatever it is,
right? The
whatever it
Jacoby
is.
Ellsbury treatment, bro.
The Jacoby Ellsbury treatment, because the Yankees, they're going to their team doctors like, yo, just say that he pulled a hamstring, right? Just say something is wrong with him so we don't have to pay him. So the insurance can pick it up and not necessarily the Yankees have to pay him. But if it comes down to it, you saw how Steinbrenner in that podcast that he was having with John Heyman, and you saw how he said, if the baseball people he has around him tell him it's a smart move, he's going to make the move. You could tell that he's trying to change the perception about him to Yankee fans, right? He wants Yankee fans to look at him in a different light. That's why he went out there and spent the money for Aaron Judge to bring him back. That's why he opened up the pocketbooks and he signed Carlos Rodon. So he wants to do everything he can to change his perception from Yankee fans. The best thing you could do is fire Cashman and Boone, but hey, that's another topic for another day. So when it comes to will he spend the money to get rid of Donaldson, I think if it comes down to it, if it's June 2nd right now, if we get to July or a week before July and Josh Donaldson is still heading below the Mendoza line or he's not even at 220, then yeah, you're going to have to make a move sooner rather than later, because the closer you get to the trade deadline, the more expensive pieces are going to be to trade for, because then everybody is going to be in the trade market.
Do you even think there's a team out there that would actually take Josh Donaldson?
Hell no. Ain't no one out there that's going to trade Josh Donaldson.
But
I'm talking about the Yankees having to cut him if they're trying to look to trade for another player to replace him.
That's what I'm saying. You're going to have to cut him. You're going to eat what you got to eat and just move on.
Yeah.
Man, look, it is what it is. Like, I guess, we'll find out if he's in the lineup tonight. I'm guessing he will be. Obviously,
apparently, according to Aaron Boone, Donaldson, Stanton, and Anthony Rizzo are going to be in the lineup tonight. That's what he told Brian Holtz last night.
All right.
So let's see.
Excited about 2 of those 3 names.
And you guys can figure it out.
Pete, I don't want him here anymore, Hector. I don't want him here.
Because we got to get into it, right? The bat flip of all bat flips. If Pete, if you could touch the one that's right after that one, because we got to talk about it. Oswald Peraza, he's just wasting away down there at AAA. He is killing it. The young man is on fire. I know all of us Yankee fans, we want to see this young man up here at the major league level. Front office, do whatever you can to make it happen sooner rather than later. The kid hit his 10th home run yesterday. He's batting .351. He plays a solid defense at shortstop, third, and second base. You got to do everything you can to bring him up here at the major league level. That was his stat line from last week, because this was the tweet from last week before, and we didn't have the show. So in a span of a week, he hit 5 home runs.
Yeah. Dude, he's on fire, bro, right? And every single hit, we're all chanting, beating the same drum on social. Like, what are you doing? Why is he being wasted away? And again, we know this is a piece for our future. And we're still sitting here having debates on Josh Donaldson. I understand. Even Gio in the chat said, where was it? It's unfortunate JD is a good defensive player. That will keep Cashman from cutting him. And that's what sucks.
I just want to bring this up, and shout out to the guys over at Fireside Yankees for putting this up. Oswald Peraza now has 24 home runs in his last 76 games played at the AAA level.
Sick.
He hit his 10th blast of the season last night. That's a 47 home run pace over 150 games. I'm gonna say that again. Over 150 game pace. That's 47 home runs, 28 stolen bases at the same time. You could literally have a 30 on 30 guy if you bring him up. Not saying he's going to replicate those numbers at the major league level, but when you look at that sample size, how can you argue that you have to keep him down there? What more does he have to improve on in order to get the shot at the major league level?
Yeah, we're saying the same things all the time, right? We got excited with Volpe. We got excited seeing them put some youth in there. Keep it going. Bring Peraza up. I mean, he's you sit here and and we all say it as fans, and you got to figure the organization says it too. Show us what you can do. Show us. Prove to us you deserve to be up here. How much more proof do you need that he should have a chance to be over here, right there, holding down third base for us?
ASAP.
It doesn't make sense.
ASAP. Bring him up. If you want to compare his numbers at the AAA level with Josh Donaldson's small sample size in the minors, Peraza is blowing him out of the
Advantage
water.
Peraza. Exactly. You know, and again, that's where the business side comes to it, right? It's we're spending X amount on this clown. We've got this. Oh, you know what? He can still play some decent defense, blah, 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 blah. But at what cost? You're going to sit here and just watch him, who could be such an amazing piece for us? Could you imagine if we had him up here over the last, even before May's fire? Like, you know what I mean? April and May, like, that would have been huge, huge. But instead, hey, guess what? We're all getting yanked, and we got to watch Josh Donaldson at least for the next 2, 3, 4 weeks, and it's ridiculous.
But also, it's not just Josh Donaldson that's blocking him. It's DJ LeMahieu. DJ LeMahieu is also blocking him, because if Josh Donaldson is off of this roster, the first person that the Yankees brass is going to want to play third base is DJ LeMahieu, right? And as much as I love DJ LeMahieu and his tenure here with the Yankees, he's batting .243 on the season right now. He has aged horribly. That hip injury, getting hip surgery, has done more bad than good for DJ LeMahieu's career. And you know, when a baseball player has to get hip surgery, that's a telltale sign that their career is coming to an end. It happened to A-Rod. He lost the power after having 2 hip surgeries. When it comes to DJ LeMahieu, he is on the wrong side of 30. You're going to make me fly to North Carolina and smack you because you're making that face. Stop it. All right. This is not your local improv club that you used to go to back in the days, bro. I'm trying to be serious. When it comes to DJ, as much as we love him and his tenure here with the Yankees, his batting average is low. So if you got a DJ LeMahieu that has a low batting average and low power, what good is he bringing you to your roster?
Yeah, no, I told you I'm not ready to be sold on it yet. And if anybody's going to be the one to sell me on it, it's you. And you get better and better. And DJ's making it easier and easier.
This is hard for me to do it, bro. It's hard for me, bro.
And that's the thing I want to keep telling myself, right? Where, all right, maybe we're going to see a turnaround. You know, maybe, you know, we see a better rotation in the lineup. We get our pieces back. DJ will start getting into the flow of things. And I will say it right here with you, bro. We talked about this 3 weeks ago. And here I am 3 weeks later, still not ready to give up on DJ. I'm giving DJ to the end of June. I want to see, with all the pieces that are coming back, that group that we really love, you know, other people that are being a threat at the plate, start opening things up for DJ again. So I'm keeping my fingers crossed. La Máquina still holds it together. I just, it's sad, bro, because I can't sit here and say everything you're saying is not facts. We all know it, right? It's just accepting it. I'm not ready to do it yet. But
yeah,
when it gets to the point that it starts hurting us more than it benefits us, which we're already there, right? That's where the conversation has to really be had. So, DJ, come on, bro. I'm still hoping you got it, bro. Like, come on, please.
P, I don't know, bro. My chin's a bit ugly. That's why I keep the beard, because my chin, I got an ugly ass chin, bro. I'm not just trying to have a mustache. I ain't trying to scare people. But I just want to give a quick shout out to the queen of NYY News TV.
Hola,
Jira is in the building. I know I told you on the stream the other day, but happy belated Dominican Mother's Day, mi hermana. Let's go. Let's jump into it. I nailed it, right? Yeah. But yeah, I got an ugly ass chin, bro. I'm keeping the whole beard. I'm not just trying. Pete is the perfect mustache poppy. I'm not trying to copy him when it comes to that. So Pete, that's the king of being mustache poppy. I'm good, bro.
Bro, you see,
I'm not trying to look like my father, because my father's known for his mustache.
Yeah, you see, I moved this weekend out of the house, and you know, after moving, you have a beard, like everything just feels super scratchy, right? So I started shaving everything. And I left it for a second, like looking at what it looked like. I would arrest me if I saw me walking on the street with that mustache. All right, I was like, yeah, you look suspect, my guy. So we'll leave the mustache poppy to Pete himself, and we'll just stay this way. I think.
Steezy Bra in the chat. I like the chat. I can understand giving Donaldson a time limit, but DJ, come on, what are we gonna do? DFM though both? Then what? I didn't say anything about DFA and DJ LeMahieu. What I said was we have an issue when it comes to DJ LeMahieu. If we want to bring up Oswald Peraza, you know, if Donaldson is off of his team, the front office is going to want to try to play DJ at third base over anyone else. So when it comes to DJ LeMahieu, I'm not saying DFA DJ LeMahieu. I'm not saying that whatsoever. We need his veteran leadership on the bench, you know. But if we want to bring up Peraza and play Peraza, DJ LeMahieu is going to have to sit down. And we got a $9.99.
Oh, I'll read this one. I'll read this
chat.
one.
Go ahead.
Let's go. We got one from our boy Rob. How you doing, Thompson? Look, I gave it to you, Rob. Look, eyebrow on. He comes in with, you might have an ugly chin, heck, but you undoubtedly have a beautiful singing voice. What's good, fellas? Everybody that doesn't know that intro, Hector kills it on the intro.
Stop it, because people actually believe that shit, right? Richie Martinez, I'm too Puerto Rican. I can't shave my beard because then I don't want to look like my mom. Facts, Richie. You feel me with that? Then how you fly, Richie? You feel me, bro?
Oh my God, that was good,
man. But Pete, let's go on to the next one, because if he ain't like what I had to say about DJ LeMahieu, he ain't gonna like what I say right now. Shout out to our friend Derek over at NYY Recaps talking about Anthony Volpe, because we're gonna have to talk about it. Patient Yankee fans, at 22, Anthony Volpe is going to be mature, is going to be maturing into his talent for a while, maybe the whole season. With only a 3-week stint at AAA, losing a season to COVID, he's being forced to learn at the big league level, and still he shows flashes of greatness. Absolutely. I'm not disagreeing with my guy Derek when it comes to that. But when it comes to Anthony Volpe, he has to work on his approach at the plate, right? And Pete, if you could bring up the next tweet so we could jump right into it, talking about Volpe as well. Fuzzy over at Fuzzy from YouTube. If you guys know Fuzzy, he covers all of Major League Baseball. This was a good one right here. Mike Trout hit 220 in his first stint in the big leagues. Aaron Judge hit 179 in his first 30 games. Why do people expect rookies to be Babe Ruth out of the gate? Anthony Volpe is top 30% in hard hit rate and barrel percentage. So I wouldn't exactly say he has a noodle bat. And I agree with Fuzzy as well. That's why I say that when it comes to Anthony Volpe, his struggles is his approach at the plate and choosing what to swing at and what not to swing at. If you look at Anthony Volpe, if you watch some film, right, make sure you guys go watch some film. Pay attention tonight. He loads up and he dips low right before he's about to swing. He needs to stay away from the pitches that are at his eye level, because he's swinging for pitches that are out of the zone. Instead of focusing on pitches that are up at your eye level, that you could probably shoot to right field if you get up on them, focus on the pitches that are in the low part of the strike zone. You hit that grand slam on a pitch that was in the low part of the strike zone. You got that fly ball that won it in the walk-off in extra innings from a pitch that was low in the strike zone. You hit your first home run from a pitch that was low in the strike zone. Stay away from pitches that are up in the strike zone, unless you just have to foul them off just to stay alive. Stop going outside of the strike zone. And I think that's what is hurting Anthony Volpe. It's not the fact that his swing is broken. It's the fact that his approach at the plate is not the right approach.
Yeah, I mean, it was the other night. You know, even Pete was calling it out over and over again. Like, you can see certain things in the mechanics. Why is that not being addressed? Why is that we're watching him sit there and swing at the high cheese all the time? Like, every pitcher's starting to see how to get to him, right? But before I go further on that, everything Recap said was right? We all went into this season saying, hey, we got to let the kid do his thing. We got to let him have this season. We can't sit here and already be, oh, he's sending him back down. No, that wasn't the plan. We asked for it. He's here. And guys, it's not like he's completely shitting the bed on us. He's still doing it. We're seeing the things that he's learning the same time we are watching him play. But they really do have to sit there and work with him, because you said it, bro. The low ones, he was hitting those perfectly. Now, I mean, he's looking like when I'm pitching some of my friends in Major League Baseball a show, and you know it's out of the box, you still think you got the timing and you swing like an idiot. They got to work on that, man. Like, there's nothing to me. I don't mind if you swing at a slider and, you know, you get caught. But when you're constantly swinging at that high cheese, like, come on. That's what you need to be like. Let's work on it. Let's get you back in form. He's learning at the big league level. Give him the big league training that he needs at the same time. I'm not, you know, but let the kid breathe. Come on, fan base. Let him breathe.
And Pete makes a perfect point. If the Yankees had a good hitting coach, it's simple. His mechanics are completely off. And it's obvious because all he can do is pull the ball. He is planting his front foot and opening his hips early. And when he's talking about that, he's talking about Dylan Lawson. I know I've brought up over on the Yankees Morning Brew, over on the Morning Brew Sports. If you guys haven't, go subscribe to that channel. But also, I brought up the fact that I don't know what Shelly Duncan is feeding these young kids down at the minor league level or feeding them down at AAA and Scranton. Whatever Shelly Duncan is doing, bring him up to the major league level. Allow him to be the hitting coach, or allow him and Brad Wilkinson to tag team that together. Whatever approach or whatever philosophy Dylan Lawson has is not working. So a fresh voice like Shelly Duncan, who was drafted by the Yankees, who came up with the Yankees, who was a big part of that 2007 Yankee team. Memorable home runs for Shelly Duncan in Cleveland. Shout out to Shelly Duncan. But bring him up and let him be the hitting coach at the major league level. Chat, what do you guys think? Are you guys down for Shelly Duncan being the hitting coach? At this point, I think everyone is just tired of Dylan Lawson, especially with his horrible take that he had a couple of weeks ago or a month ago, saying that we may not be in the top category when it comes to, when it comes to hitting, but at least we're winning. At least we're winning.
Richie, who was it? Someone in the chat. Matthew Stokes said Volpe just needs to focus on zoning in on his zone. Harder to hit the smaller zones. Good take. Facts. Pete wrote, also, Volpe was known for his power to right field. His approach is not what it was in the minors.
Yep. Rick said, you already said that one. Who else got in here? We got Luis Simones just popped in. Like to see you guys tonight. Hello to everyone. Shout out to you. Giancarlo Slim says, if Big G stays healthy, I bet he would hit at least 40 long palos. Listen,
yo, Giancarlo,
that's the one thing, Giancarlo's, that we've been wanting to have from Big G is for him to have a 40 home run season. We've been waiting for that ever since we traded for him. I think the top he hit was like 36 or 38 home runs. Right. That's not a healthy Giancarlo Stanton. I don't think we've ever had a healthy Giancarlo Stanton, but if we could get Giancarlo Stanton being 70 or 80% of what he used to be, I'll take that. I'll take that, bro.
I'm right there with you. All right,
because right now,
Stanton now.
Because right now we gotta be realistic, right? I don't think there's no way for us to move off of his contract, and the no trade clause is a big reason for it. His money is also a big reason for it, but at the same time, the only place you can see him waiving his no trade clause to go to is the Dodgers. But who is the number one favorite to land Shohei Ohtani? The Dodgers. If you have to have Ohtani as the DH, there is no place for Giancarlo Stanton in that lineup. So unless the Dodgers do not get Shohei Ohtani, the Dodgers may be a likely option or a likely destination for Giancarlo Stanton. How the Yankees can try to eat some of that money is easy. It's simple. The last 3 years or the last 4 years of his contract, he's making about $35 million. The Marlins are already paying $10 million of that per season. So that's $25 million for the Yankees, realistic. If the Yankees can tell the Dodgers, listen, you take Giancarlo Stanton, we'll pay $10 million for the rest of his contract per season, and instead of paying $25 million, you can have Giancarlo Stanton for $15 million. So you may not want to have a $35 million a year Giancarlo Stanton, but a $15 million a year Giancarlo Stanton, if he's healthy, that may entice the Dodgers to pull the trigger. And the Dodgers is the only place we can see where he wants to go because he's from LA.
Stanton will be here for number 28. Move on. Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you.
Pete says Stanton needs a shot. That's the problem. He cannot be a regular outfielder.
It's true.
And that really hurts the Yankees. Facts.
$100%.
Definitely does. He messed them up. Too much of the cha-cha slide in the club, bro. Stop doing the cha-cha slide.
You know what?
You got to do this. You got to do the steps, the stomps. You got to jump up, flip.
Yeah.
Stop doing that, Stanton.
Yeah.
Pete, if we could pull up the next one.
You stupid. What happened to Stanton? The cha-cha slide.
We got to go back to talking about when it comes down. We got some the Yankees front office. Sorry, I just lost myself. The Yankees front office. They're gonna have some decisions to be made, right? And Harrison Bader is a big topic. And the Yankees, according to a lot of people that are close to the New York Yankees and their front office, apparently the Yankees, they want to sign him long term. The only issue about Harrison Bader is not he can't play defense, is not that he can't perform in New York, is his health. So it's all going to be determined on how long the Yankees want to sign him and what's the AAV for that contract. What's your take on it, Celso? I'll wait before I give my hypothetical contract offer for him.
Yeah, you know me, I don't put numbers. I let you do that thing. Yeah, do I want to see Bader stay? Yeah, it's a decision I think that makes sense. You can't overpay. You can't pay crazy money for it because of those injury situations. And we all know the Yankees love to ditch out more money than they should for injury-prone guys. I do like him saying I would do this shit for free. All right, we both know it's not for free. But listen, if he's down to give a hometown discount, make that AAV like legit beneficial for the team, for him to stay and everything, it's a no-brainer to keep Bader. But again, man, the injury situations, I feel like we deal with that with 80% of our roster at times, so that's what always scares me is when you're going to give that longer extension, are you going to see another Ellsbury situation? Are you going to see the same routine? So go ahead and give us your math numbers and break it down for us.
For me, if you look at the market when it comes for center filders, Brian Reynolds sets the standard, right, for that position. Offensively, defensively, he's nowhere close to Harrison Bader, but he is a better offensive player than Harrison Bader, right? So you could say that he sets the market, right, for that. Michael Harris as well sets the market as well from Atlanta. But you see that he's only making, and I'm talking about Brian Reynolds, about $12 million a season. If the Yankees can sign Harrison Bader for $12 million a season for 3 years with a team option for that 4th year, I'll take that. Sign me up. I'll be down for that. At most, I will offer Bader $15 million per season. So if you want to offer him a 4-year, $60 million deal where the last year, that 4th year, is a team option, so you don't have to worry about blocking a Jason Dominguez, blocking a Spencer Jones or Everson Pereira. You have options to do. You got options when it comes to Harrison Bader, because always that last season, you could just option him away, or you could trade him and then let him be another team's issue.
I mean, do you see a world where they can even get it less than that?
No. Yeah, I'm saying at most $15 million. If Brian Reynolds is making, is making $12 million a season, you could probably get Reynolds for $11 million a season, or even $12 million a season as well. I don't think that's bad for Harrison Bader, $12 million a season for the defense that he plays in center field. And I'm saying this not just because I'm a Yankee fan. He is the best center fielder when it comes to defense in all of Major League Baseball.
Yeah, no, listen, I agree with you. Like I said, I always let you do the money, right? Pitch me on how the money works. I have no problem spending your money or the Yankees' money in theory. So, yeah. And if that's where
his arm may not be the best in Major League, but when it comes to his range and his fielding ability, he is definitely the best fielding center fielder and covering ground in Major League Baseball.
Yeah, and the good news is, just like Gio said in the chat, Bader did say he would sign for free. So you got to figure he'll come in a little lower if he's truthful, which I really feel he does want to be here. It's no secret. He wants to be a Yankee. He loves the time he's having here. So, yeah, I could see him getting that extension and coming down a little lower because of the fact that he really wants to be here.
If you're his agent, right, and if the Yankees are like, well, $12 million is what Brian Reynolds is getting, right? Yeah, if you're his agent, you're gonna be like, yeah, but you idiots paid Aaron Hicks $10 million a season. So what are we talking about? What are we talking about? My client is way over the level of Aaron Hicks. So what the hell are you talking about?
Jay said 3-year, $40 million.
I'll take that. I'll definitely take that. Sign me up for that, Jay. That's that. First of all, is you're not committing to him crazy years, and the money is not a contract that's going to hurt you financially. You're not going to be over the tax threshold because you signed Harrison Bader, right? Breaking news, Tuesday, June 13th, we welcome back Scott Broad and Eric Kratz for Game Season Live Subway Series. Our friends over there at Foul Territory will be making their repeat over here on NYY News TV with my brother Pete Simonetti. I cannot wait for that. June 13th. Make sure you guys tune in. Congratulations, Pete.
So good. So good. Love seeing relationships just blossom the way they do. I saw someone in there, Kyle Harvard. Let me pull it up and read it. Jason Dominguez is primed and spawned to be on the call-up. He will be an absolute addition for us when he is called up. I love Bader. Keep him, Judge, Bader, Dominguez, an outfield no one can touch. Oh.
Yeah, I listen. I love the potential of both Dominguez and Jones, but I don't think they're not ready, right? Dominguez may be a little bit more ready than Jones is at the moment, even though Dominguez batting average is not the best, but over the past, he's heating up. Like I said, he was able to raise his batting average by like 25 points over the last like week and a half. When it comes to Jason Dominguez, what impresses me the most about him is that there's like 185-point differential between his on-base percentage and his batting average. He is batting like 225 right now, or 205, 207-ish, around that range. He has an on-base percentage of like 389. That is a huge difference. If you were to add 40 points to his batting average and he's batting 247 or 250, that man's going to be having a 450 on-base percentage. A 440 on-base percentage. That is nuts. So his batting average may not be something that pops out and excites you, but the fact that his on-base percentage is that high and is that much of a difference, that has to excite you, because it shows you that this young kid is very disciplined at the plate. He is not going outside the strike zone to help the opposing pitcher. He understands that teams are going to pitch around him. So if they're going to pitch around him, let him get on base and let him steal bases, because his stolen base rate is still super high as well.
Can I pause the conversation for a second? All right. I just feel like we didn't give it the attention it deserves. Like we mentioned it, but I don't think, we got to let it sit in for everybody. June 13th, Scott Braun, Eric Kratz, Pete 780, right here. How you doing? Everybody clap it up. Throw the emojis in the chat. You know it's happening. Sorry.
Yes, sir. JC with the $2 super chat. What's up, my guys? Hashtag get yanked. JC, you handsome SOB. How you doing, baby?
That's Oprah C in the chat. I love when Oprah C's in the chat. You get a sub.
You get a sub. You all get subs. Richie Martinez says, let's hope Wash Donaldson pulls a hammy ordering at the taco truck for this weekend. Bro,
I'll be happy if I see him trip coming out the dugout. All right, let someone just stick your foot out. Like, they have to have somebody to do it.
We've seen somebody else trip while they was on stage. Hopefully, Josh Donaldson can trip walking across the field as well, and you can be out as well.
Moving right along.
That was funny. That was
good.
Pete, if you could bring up the next one. Because Pete tweeted this out, and I wanted to take a second here when it comes to Gleyber Torres. Can we stop with the nonsense of extending Gleyber Torres long term? The fans and the organization included knows that Gleyber is in the future plans. When you have both Peraza, Volpe, and DJ LeMahieu, when healthy, is a better second baseman than Gleyber, referring to DJ LeMahieu. When it comes down to Gleyber, right? I agree with Pete. I don't think the organization looks at Gleyber Torres and is running to extend him for 6 years, $150 million. I don't think the Yankees are trying to do that. But when it comes to Gleyber Torres, you cannot deny that Gleyber Torres is not top 5, if not top 10 second basemen in all of baseball, right? Since being put in the leadoff spot exclusively over the past 11 games, Gleyber Torres is hitting about 340, right? Gleyber Torres has, I think, about 3 home runs at the same time. He has scored 7 runs as well. So when it comes to being in the leadoff spot, he is good hitting in front of Aaron Judge. Now, he has no speed, so that's the one thing. You got a slow-ass leadoff hitter. But when it comes to Gleyber Torres, I do not see the organization wanting to sign him long-term. But at the same time, I'm not rushing to trade him, right? Because if he's going to be a free agent, what is the return that you're going to get back from Gleyber Torres? Do you want to just trade Gleyber Torres and get nothing back of value for Gleyber Torres? If it's up to me, I'm keeping Gleyber Torres. I'm trying to maximize the most when it comes to his potential and when it comes to his output on the field. Whatever we could get out of Gleyber Torres for this season, next season, whatever, maximizing and get the most out of it. When he hits free agency, I am slapping that qualifying offer to Gleyber Torres, because I'd rather get another team's first-round pick in the draft instead of some low-level prospects that probably won't pan out and make it to the major league level. At least with a first-round pick, you could probably get a kid that spent 3 to 4 years in college, is more seasoned than some 16, 17-year-old that you got to put in developmental league, right? So I would rather put the qualifying offer on Gleyber, smacking the qualifying offer on Luis Severino, and calling it a day. If I'm the Yankees, I don't think another team is going to give me their top prospect for Gleyber Torres or Luis Severino. So instead of losing him, or instead of trading either one of them for some low-level prospects that probably won't even crack AAA, give me that first-round pick. I could maybe find something in the first round of the draft, right? One of the last times the Yankees did have a first-round pick that they got because they slapped the qualifying offer on the player. We got a draft pick that we used to get Aaron Judge. We slapped the qualifying offer on Nick Swisher. Cleveland signed them to a long-term deal. We got back Aaron Judge in the draft. You never know. We may not hit with one of those or with two of those picks, but we may hit with one of them.
Yeah. I mean, I'm right there with you, bro. Like, ride Gleyber for the rest of the season till the wheels fall off. He's not somebody you need to get rid of and trade. We know Gleyber's going to have his hot and cold. He's going to have those days that he's up. He's going to have those stretches that he just goes nuts. And then he's going to have those stretches where he doesn't remember how to swing. We understand what we get with Gleyber. So as a fan base, we should all be on the same page of, yes, we're not in a situation that we're all saying, let's extend him. No, that's not the play. But to get rid of him at the trade deadline is also not the play. You let him stay. You ride it out for the rest of the season. Place that tag on him, like you said, with the tender. Get something back in return. Because if right now, regardless, if you trade him, you're not getting anything worth enough to make it worth it. So why not just ride it out, man? Let him do what he does. And we just hope, again, guys, we have enough other pieces on the team that we really want to get rid of. So let's focus on those. All right. We can't get rid of everybody because by the end of this show, we got no Donaldson. We got half the chat saying get rid of Stanton. We got those saying Gleyber. We're just getting rid of DJ. Like, we got nobody left. So you know what? Focus on Donaldson. Get rid of that trash and leave Gleyber. Gleyber, let's just hope, just like with Severino, bro. Ride them both. If they can give us quality for the rest of the season, keep it and keep it rolling. But do not extend them. I agree with Pete 100%. You do not extend them.
Don't extend them. And Li Yankee King in the chat, I know he holds the flag for the Gleyber Torres fan club, right? And I get it, Li, you love Gleyber Torres. But I don't think the Yankees are going to want to sign him long-term because we have Volpe. We have Peraza, right? And it's easy to say, oh, well, you can have Peraza play third base. I'm not sure if the Yankees see Anthony Volpe, especially now, as a long-term option at shortstop. Maybe Anthony Volpe will end up at second base and Peraza would be the shortstop, right? Because when you look at it, as much as we love Anthony Volpe, fielding the ball at the major league level, he can do. He can field with some of the best of them. It's his arm strength, right? If we didn't have that platinum award-winning first baseman, Anthony Rizzo, at first base, there would have been a lot more errors credited to Anthony Volpe than anything else, right? So in the future, I think the team wants Peraza to maybe be the shortstop, Volpe to be the second baseman. If we sign Gleyber long-term, we can't make that happen, bro.
Yeah, they've already told us the future of what they saw up the middle.
Volpe and Peraza, you heard it out of Howe's mouth himself.
Yeah, and that's what we all want, right? I mean, we've all said it. So if everybody's on the let's trade Gleyber, then okay. If you guys are on that train, then we agree. We know what the future of up the middle is, whether it's with Volpe at second or short, whatever way they pan it out. But yeah, you don't extend Gleyber and you let it ride for the rest of the season. I think it'd be a really dumb move, especially right now, to sit here and say that we should.
And Hector Cruz in the chat, and shout out to Hector Cruz. You a handsome bastard. You got that first name Hector. I like that, right? Oh, he said so. Who is the long-term third baseman? The long-term third baseman, I don't have an idea for that right now, but the short-term answer for that, Hector, is DJ LeMahieu, because we still have him on the contract, right? If we can have Volpe playing second base, Peraza being the shortstop, you just move DJ to third base because yes, his bat has fallen off, but his defense is still solid. You can still rely on DJ LeMahieu at third base until we can check out the trade market and see if someone else comes available. Cough, cough. Jose Ramirez. I like a Jose Ramirez. But P, if you can bring up the next one, and also we got 89 people in the building. Smacky the like button like you would a German Sunday. Do it. Smack the like button, baby. I know this is a lot that's going on right now in Yankees universe. We got to talk about the trade rumors, and I see people in the chat already talking about how they do not like Marcus Stroman or want Marcus Stroman with the Yankees. When it comes to Marcus Stroman, right? I the idea of trading for Marcus Stroman, if you were to just give me his numbers and say, would you want to trade for a pitcher that has a 2.59 ERA? Right, hold on. Let me just make sure I got it right. 2.59 ERA. He has a record of 5-4. He has pitched 73 innings. He has struck out 62 batters. He has a strikeout rate of 7.6 per 9 innings, and he's a ground ball pitcher. I would definitely take it. But if you tell me it's Marcus Stroman, I'm not sure how he plays in New York, just because Pete brought it up in the chat. He seems to like to go at it on Twitter with people. Listen, as somebody who loves a good argument on Twitter, that's not the place to do it, especially not in New York City with all these lights and all these eyeballs on top of you. I don't think the Yankees need Marcus Stroman at the moment. Would it be a great addition to have a starting rotation of Gehrig, Carlos Rodon coming back off an injury, Luis Severino showing you what he's showing you, and the Marcus Stroman as your fourth starter with a 2.59 ERA, and he has his best numbers in the American League against the Tampa Bay Rays? His career ERA against the Rays is 3.12. We are chasing Tampa Bay. He pitched the complete game one hitter against Tampa this season. But the issue is, it's not a buyer's market. It's a seller's market right now, especially when it comes to pitching. There's not that many options out there on the market for starting pitching. Marcus Stroman is the top option. That should go and tell you that there's not that many starting pitchers that are available in the trade market. So it's going to cost you a lot to get Marcus Stroman. And we know how Brian Cashman, he hugs the prospects. I don't think Marcus Stroman is worth an Austin Wells or a Spencer Jones or a Jason Dominguez or any of our top prospects. And that's going to be the cost in order to get Stroman. So I don't think that happens. Now, Cody Bellinger, that's a different story. But give me a take when it comes to Stroman, because I love the numbers. The fact that he already pitched in New York with the Mets, the fact that he has already pitched in the AL East, the fact that his best numbers against the AL East is against the Tampa Bay Rays. When it comes to his numbers, I'm sold, but the asking price is going to be too much, and the extra stuff that's attached to it may not be worth it.
Yeah, same page, bro. I mean, like you said, if you put the numbers on paper, you're like, yeah, give me that guy. I want that guy. And, like Pete said, he might be a little too soft to deal with the drama that comes with New York. Yes, he was with the Mets, but his Twitter action, my take on that stuff when it comes to the Twitter stuff is, if you're performing, especially as a Yankees fan, if you're a player that's performing for us, we love you. All right. If we're going after you, it's because you're just doing doo-doo. All right. You're just not good enough. But I just don't think it's worth to give up the haul it's going to take to bring Stroman over here. I really don't think it's worth it, bro. Now, if someone can convince me and say it wouldn't cost us a fortune, okay, make it happen, especially because of the way he pitches against the Rays. But in reality, what it's going to take to get him, I'm a hard pass, bro. Hard pass.
And I think there's a lot of Yankee fans that Marcus Stroman already blocked on Twitter, so he's going to have to do a lot of unblocking on Twitter. I think Pete may be blocked by Marcus Stroman on Twitter. Lois Simone's in the chat. Welcome to the Real Fan Package, my guy. Welcome to the family. Let's go. Smack that like button. Welcome to the NYY News TV family, mi hermano. Let's see. Stroman already accused Michael. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and then I saw the other one, too. D-Rod said, how many games would Stroman pitch against Rays? 2 or 3. Yeah, exactly. And the playoffs, if it happened, right? So, again, the whole...
No. He pitched way more games against Tampa Bay.
He's saying if we traded for him...
Oh, okay.
Deadline, it'd be, one more series, right?
Maybe we got 2 more series that we meet up against with them, I think the end of July or the end of this month. I'm not sure. Yeah.
So it'd be before the trade deadline and then one after the trade deadline. So you'd really be, if you made the trade happen,
one start against Tampa Bay at the most. Yeah.
So again, if the main factor is how great he does for the Rays, then you're not really, it's not worth the haul period unless it's playoffs. So yeah, I mean, we're on the same page, bro.
I love his numbers. I love his stuff.
Yeah.
The fact that he's not a fly ball pitcher like Sonny Gray is what I really like. The fact that he relies on his ground ball. He's a ground ball pitcher, a finesse pitcher that this year has seen the spike when it comes to his strikeout. So I'm not sure if that's just competition in the NL Central. What happened? You got a smile on your face.
Pete said, "I am not blocked by him, actually." And we did have a back and forth before. So Pete's familiar with Stroman. All right, let's line him up for a game season live. Let's do that.
Let's do that. And Marcus Stroman and Pete Seminetti calling the game. I would love to see that. Yankee Cow said, "Can the Yankees get a legitimate closer?" And yes, if you look at every aspects, right, and you got to rank what is a priority, right? You got left field and you got closer as tied for the number one priorities for this team. Starting pitcher, not that much. Because like I said, Gehrig Cole, he has struggled in his last few starts. Hopefully he can turn that around. But we have a Gehrig Cole, right? We have a Luis Severino, right? We got Nestor Cortez, who's still trying to figure it out. Carlos Rodon should be pitching for us by the time we get to mid-July, end of July, right? I'm just giving him extra time because you never know what happens.
Yeah, and even during that time, we can actually sit here and say, hey, it's possible that Clark piece of Schmidt is actually working his way. I mean, that was the best pitching we've seen from him
over his last three
ever.
starts. Over his last 3 starts,
Right.
I think he's only given up 3 runs over his last 3 starts.
You're seeing, improvements with him as well. So, yeah, I agree with you. Closer in left field. But what are the options really for you, Heck, when it comes to a closer?
When it comes to a closer, it depends on, when you look at the market, who's available. I honestly think that it could be an eternal solution. I think the Yankees just need to stick with Michael King as the closer and just have him being a closer for the rest of the season. But then you have to trade for someone to replace Michael King in his part of the building. I mean,
which then
his
brings
role
you back
in
to
the
your
bullpen,
boy.
Which brings me back to my guy from the Chicago White Sox, Joe Kelly. I am a big fan of Joe Kelly and wanted him to pitch and with the Yankees. One, he has a fastball. I mean, he has a sinker that's like 100 miles per hour. The pitching coach, Mr. Blake, will lose his mind trying to deal with Joe Kelly and all the tools that he got. My favorite thing about Joe Kelly, right? He is playoff tested. He is World Series tested already with the Dodgers. But my top thing is that he cannot stand the Houston Astros. He utterly despises and hates the Houston Astros. He can't stand Jose Altuve, and he cannot stand Alex Bregman. And if we were to meet up with the Astros again in the ALCS, knock on wood, that happens, Joe Kelly is the perfect guy to come out of the bullpen. The attitude that he brings. We already talked about guys with attitude. Carlos Rodon, I think a lot of people will feed off of him, but I really think that bullpen will feed off of Joe Kelly. I forgive you for punching Tyler Austin. I forgive you if you could come over here and you could hit Jose Altuve. I mean, you can strike out Jose Altuve in the playoffs.
Look, I don't forgive him. I don't forgive him. But I will accept that dickish attitude of his over here in our bullpen.
100%. He is definitely a dick. He is definitely a dick.
Bring that. Look, this week we've seen a lot of people on social, right, talking about, I want us to get gritty. I wish we didn't have to cut our hair or shave our face and all that. Well, you know what? You can still be clean cut and bring in a dick. Someone who's going to be that a-hole for you, right? Rodon's going to give us that grit and that anger. Imagine Joe Kelly in that bullpen, like the hype that he'll bring with them as well.
Yes.
He does have that built for New York attitude, bro. I love the Michael King thing. I saw somebody in the chat. It's going too fast.
Joe Kelly definitely looks like a guy that will curse you out on the train if you stand too close to him.
Right.
He definitely looks like that.
Real.
He definitely looks like the guy that will curse you out if you try to skip the line.
Yeah,
at the bodega
but I also
getting a
feel
bacon,
like
egg, and cheese.
he would do that, but then he would be like, "Hey, have a good day," as he walked away.
Exactly. Because when you look at the dicks that we have on our team with Josh Donaldson, Joe Kelly is the type of dick that makes you laugh, but you can still recognize that he's a dick. He's an asshole.
Right.
Josh Donaldson is the type of person you want to punch in the face that you can't stand.
Yeah, he doesn't even have to talk and you want to punch him in the face. You just look at his face. Someone asked in the chat, Heck, could Weissert be a closer?
It's just the velo is not there for Weissert. He tops out 93 at best. When you look at his numbers down there at AAA, he's pitching to the ERA, I want to say 3.50, somewhere on the other side of it. When you bring him up to the major league, he has an ERA that's like in the 6s. He gets rocks every time he gets brought up to the major leagues.
Yeah. Here's another one in the chat. I saw it was D-Rod. If Schmidt is pitching well in August, do you put Montas in the bullpen? So I'm gonna give Hector a second here. All right,
Oh,
prepare
yeah.
yourself, people.
I wish I had my soundtrack ready to go for Frankie Montas. But when it comes to the Frankie Montas, D-Rod, he has already started a throwing program. I told Pete that when we got backstage to prepare for the show. Pete cursed me out after I said that because he doesn't believe Frankie Montas would pitch for this team for the rest of the year. Shout out my bro Pete. I love him to death. But when it comes to Montas, I said this when we had our roundtable before the season started, right? When it was the NYY News TV roundtable, it was me, you, Pete, it was Luca, it was Chris, from NYYST. When it comes to Montas, I said it on that show. I think he's going to be pitching valuable innings for the Yankees in September. I'm not saying he is going to be the savior of our season, no, but I'm saying he's going to be pitching in some important games in September as we try to either extend our lead in the division or if we're still chasing the Tampa Bay Rays at that moment.
Listen,
D-Rod says, Hector, I remember you saying this about this morning about Montas. Yes. And I said it when we had our roundtable. Yes.
It's been months.
And let's be real. The receipts. Grab the mother bleeping receipts.
Yeah, and let's be real, guys. I mean, we want to hope at the end of the day, we pulled the trade off. We all didn't see it coming for Montas, the injury, everything. Let's get something from the guy. So, you know what? If he is pitching at the end of August, in September, we need him to be lights out. And I want Hector to be right. Okay, I really do, bro. I want you to be right. I don't want to have to come here on a Friday and pull the receipts and Hector get yanked. It'd just be awkward for everybody. All right. So let's hope Montas comes back.
You know what was a missed opportunity by the Yankees, right? If because I'm looking at Yoan Seiko's chat right there. He said Donaldson would be playing the role of Hicks getting booed. You know what the Yankees missed out tremendously? They missed out on the perfect opportunity to have a photo op, right? With Josh Donaldson and Aaron Hicks wearing the t-shirts that said "I'm with stupid." The Yankees missed the perfect opportunity to come. That would have been the perfect meme. If there's any graphic designers that are out there listening right now, get a picture of Donaldson, get a picture of Hicks, and say, I am stupid. Put that t-shirt on them. I guarantee you that's a top meme. You're going to go viral from that.
I'm going to go Photoshop that up for you. It'll be ready by
Sunday. Go ahead. Do your thing. Right. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Pull
Make
the
it
next
fast.
one up, Pete.
Pete, if you could bring the next one up because we got to talk about it. Pete actually spoke on this a little bit. The Cody Bellinger situation, right? Pete Seminetti had a video talking about why he believes the Yankees should seriously consider a trade for the Cubs outfielder / first baseman Cody Bellinger. Make sure you guys watch that video so you can get all of the insight. But me personally, when it comes to Cody Bellinger, if you can get a healthy Cody Bellinger, another left-handed hitter at Yankee Stadium, if you can get that in your lineup, go all in and try to make it happen, right? Because when it comes down to it, we need as many lefties in this lineup as possible. Look at Spanky in the background. So handsome. Absolutely. You got to love Spanky. Throw your Spankies in the chat. Throw Spanky up on the screen. Hit the like for the Spankmeister. If you haven't hit that like, hit the like for the Spankmeister. If not, Jared's going to throw a check. Let that at your head. Guarantee. Swear to God. Don't lie. But when it comes to Cody Bellinger, if you could get a healthy Cody Bellinger, because he's not healthy at the moment, his father played for the Yankees back in the day. It just makes perfect sense to have Cody Bellinger in the lineup, bro. But is Hal Steinbrenner going to open up his wallet to bring in Cody Bellinger and that contract? Even though it's just for this year, he is still signed to about 18, 19 million. If he's willing to eat Aaron Hicks's money, is he willing to go over that tax threshold to get a player like Bellinger?
So I'm torn on Bellinger. We know what he can do in this lineup, right? We know the lefty bat would be huge. I saw the article that came out yesterday, and it was from the Dodgers press, and it was their baseball head of operations, Andrew Friedman. And they had a whole interview with him. And he basically low-key was just like, we didn't feel that Cody would be able to replicate what he's done before. We believe in our extensive batter.
They already replaced it with that super phenom rookie that they have. I forgot his name.
So they let him go, right? Before he got injured, I mean, he was hitting 271, 337. He had 29 runs scored, 7 homers, 20 RBIs, 9 stolen bases, and 124 OPS. against, first 37 games.
Mm-hmm.
His defense has never been an issue. We know that. Golden glove material.
Mm-hmm.
But again, we're talking about a guy that we know would be dope to have, but it's an injury concern. And the Dodgers didn't sign him, and they let him go with the Cubs because they felt they couldn't trust in the injuries, and they didn't think he would be able to replicate the Cody Bellinger that we all know. Mm-hmm. So I'm still on the fence, bro. Maybe it's PTSD, bro. Right? Maybe it's Yankees PTSD. Like, I see somebody with any injury history, and I get worried because we end up doing something that's going to be dumb. So I'm on the fence, bro. I'm sorry. I'm on the fence.
No, I'm there for you, right? When it comes to being on the fence, because injuries, it's a big concern when it comes to Cody Bellinger, right? I'm not sure if that's more of his body just breaking down on him, or the Dodgers and other teams asking him to be more versatile than his body can handle. What I mean by that, playing out of position or playing multiple positions, right? He's an outfielder and a first baseman. If we didn't have Anthony Rizzo, we can have Cody Bellinger be our first baseman, and he won't have to worry about running around in left field, which is probably like a center field in other major league ballparks at Yankee Stadium, right? So you don't got to worry about putting him in left field and him getting injured or pulling a hamstring or anything like that, sticking him at first base. But the fact is, we have Anthony Rizzo.
Exactly.
And having Giancarlo Stanton locked into that DH spot.
Exactly.
The risk, it may be more of a risk than a reward. Now, if we can get Cody Bellinger, I'm all for it. If there's no other option, lock me in. I'll take Cody Bellinger. You're just going to have to play him smartly, play him 4 days out the week instead of playing him 6 to 7 days out the week. You're just going to have to manage his playing time so you can maximize the most you get out of him.
No, I agree. Someone in the chat, how many years does Bellinger have on his deal?
I'll tell you right now. If I'm not mistaken, I think it was a 1 year or a 2 year deal. I'm not sure. Let me just double check.
Yeah, because I thought it was like one of those 1 year prove it deals kind of thing.
It's a mutual buyout option for next year, right? We're in 2023 right now. So yeah, it's this year at $12 million a season. With a mutual buyout, they mark it at 17.5. His base salary is 12 million. With bonuses and stuff, it gets up to 17.5. But they have a mutual buyout after this year. So if the Yankees were to trade him, and if they wanted to just cut ties with him after the season, they will have to pay him the $5.5 million as the mutual opt out.
And I'll say this too, bro. And let's keep tabs on it, because obviously the Cody name is going to be thrown around a lot up until the trade deadline. But I'm getting a lot of Yankee fake news injury type shit with what's going on with him. Since May 15th, he was supposed to be out a week and a half, 2 weeks. Right? Bellinger.
Okay.
Then they said on the 28th, just 3 days ago, it's going to be another 2 weeks. And they're just saying, hopefully everything will be okay. So I'm getting a lot of that New York Yankee vibe of they know they're trying to get, a trade for him and move him. So they're kind of just spinning things. So I'd say let's keep tabs on when does he actually come back and see how he comes back after the injury.
Yeah, that's what it's going to take. Listen, the longer he is out, the cheaper he's going to be when it comes to prospect capital and what you got to give up in order to get him, right? So the Dodgers, I mean, if you're the Cubs, wait, trying to get him on the field as much as possible. What happened?
Gira spoke. We need it. Come on, people. Smash the like button.
Smack that like button. Come on, guys. We are 32 away from 100. Smack that like button. We got 85 people in the building. We got 88 people in the building. So smack that like button. And Kyle says in the chat, Kyle Hartraff says in the chat, I apologize if I butchered your last name. And he's only 27. He's so not a bad deal. But I don't know about him. And yeah, and that's the issue. It's always got to be worrisome of the injuries. But at the same time, he's still young. He's still 27. It's not like we're trading for a 33-year-old that got bum knees. No, we're trading for a young guy who's 27 years old, who just had a string of bad luck and just random injuries pop up out of nowhere. Who else we got up here? Pete, and we could bring up the last one because this is who I have my eyes on. And let me know what you guys think down below. But when it comes to this guy, he won a World Series with the Atlanta Braves. He hit 48 home runs one time with the Kansas City Royals.
Sign me up.
And we're talking about Jorge Soler that you could just put in left field. After the Braves lost him, per John Heyman. The Braves try to get him back twice. They tried last year at the trade deadline to reacquire him, and they tried during the offseason to get Jorge Soler. When you look at his numbers right now for the Miami Marlins in that big ballpark, the man is hitting 249. He has 17 home runs. Hold on, let me just get his RBIs. 35 RBIs. He has an on-base percentage of 333 and 231 at-bats. He struck out 59 times. When it comes to Jorge Soler, if you trade for him, you're not trading for him to be a 3-hole hitter. You're not trading for him to be your cleanup hitter. At best, you're trading for him to be a 5-hole hitter, maybe a 6-hole hitter. This is the perfect guy to have in your lineup that has pop, that has power, that's been proven in the postseason. He has won a World Series with the Braves. He hit that home run in the World Series that was massive, that helped the Braves win the World Series. This is a guy that he can be a big power guy for us in left field. What's your thoughts on this, Sels?
Oh, look, listen, you know I'm a big Soler fan. You can sign me up for that all day. And we've talked about this before, right? We're not asking him to come in here in that 3-4 hole, right? He's going to be able to be that 5-6 place guy, right? I think he'd be a stud for us. Someone in the chat even said he's a freaking demon. Listen, I'm not a Miami Marlins fan, all right? But I lived in Florida, and I got a lot of Miami friends. And I've had the question asked, man, do you guys think Soler would be dope on the Yankees? And the answer is yes. You can sign me up for a Soler trade. I'd do that in a heartbeat, bro. There's no hesitation.
He's signed for the rest of this season. He has a player option after this year, so he could pick it up. And you guys don't have to worry about that player option being massive money. It's only $9 million. So even if he was to decide, you know what, I like my first go around with the Yankees, I want to come back, I'm going to pick up my player option for $9 million. You got a guy making $9 million that could provide you 30-plus home run output in left field.
Yeah, and I think his defense is good, right? We're not talking like Golden Glove crazy anything, but he's going to do the job. And ladies and gentlemen, we saw Aaron Hicks in left field for how long? So anything, let's be real.
Exactly.
No, I don't see a downside to Soler. I really don't, bro. Like that would be one that you can put on the top of the list for me all day. 100%.
Yeah, Li Yankee King says he passes on Soler. Absolutely, of course you would, Li, because
and he says, "Oh, he's awful in the field." You know what, Li? You hurt my feelings, man. You really
he is actually above average when it comes to outfield defense. When you look at his advanced numbers, when you look at his arm strength in the outfield, he has a yellow when it comes to maybe you should run or maybe you shouldn't run, Li Yankee King. So look at your sabermetric stats, Li Yankee King, before talking about him. I love it.
Why do you have to be such a heel, Li? Jeez.
Also, we are 22 likes away from 100. Smack that likey button.
Oh, let me go
boys.
finger two.
And hold on. Who do you think he'd rather have in left field than
Florio?
Who do you think?
You know it's gonna be Florio.
He wants Florio. Of course.
Listen, we deal with Li long enough. We know what the guy wants. It never fails.
Let's see. Lorenzo said, "Oh shit, then F that." Yeah, I'm down with getting Bellinger. All right. The thing with Jock Peterson, D-Rod brings up Jock Peterson. Jock Peterson, he's a worse defender than Jorge Soler, right? The only the upside to Peterson is that he's a left-handed hitter. I like Jurickson profile. One, he's not making a lot of money. He doesn't strike out. You could put him in left field.
Wasn't it last year? He still has some speed.
During the offseason, there was we could have went out.
Yeah, we were talking about it last year.
But we didn't. And he makes less than $10 million a season. Come on. So I remember talking about it.
You flipped out. You flipped out because didn't he end up getting like 9.5 or 9.8 or something like that?
Something like that. No, something like that. It's just I got noise out there.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So, I remember you were beating the drum for that one like crazy last year, and we thought it'd be a perfect fit to have him over here. I just don't know.
Jay Schmizzy in the chat, he says the Game 6 Solar home run in the World Series just does things to me. Absolutely. That was a moonshot. Absolutely, Jay. Does the same thing for me. Make me not get butterflies in the tum-tums. But no, hey, listen, if Jurickson profile was an option, I would trade for Jurickson profile as well. Right. But if I have to rank them, that's tough. That's tough. If I have to rank them.
We got 4 we're talking about.
Because we need a leadoff hitter more than anything else. Even though Gleyber Torres has been phenomenal in the leadoff hitter when it comes to his batting average, he doesn't have the speed. The speed is not great. But would I rather have Jurickson Profar and him being our leadoff hitter, or would I rather have Jorge Soler in the middle of that lineup, lengthening that lineup to give protection for Giancarlo Stanton, Anthony Rizzo, and Aaron Judge? I would rather go the Soler route because we need more protection for our big guys.
Is Bellinger the top of your list?
No, it's Soler, it's Jurickson Profar, and then it's Bellinger. Only because Bellinger, the injury history.
Exactly. Right. Bro. Oh my gosh. We started this show on different pages.
I still disagree with you when it comes to Aaron Boone.
Listen, I wasn't bringing that topic back up. You see why you got to go there.
Your pager is going off. Randy Levine is sending you a page. And you know it's real because his old ass would send a page in 2023 with a beeper.
But why would I be the one with the beeper? That's messed up, bro. Like,
I'm just saying.
You know what? Get Yanked. I'm done with you.
You know, retro 24/7 for you.
Medina said lefty is needed. Yeah, I mean, and then that's the other thing. You got to look at the guys, and Soler's not lefty, right?
No, he's a right-handed hitter.
Righty, right? Yeah, I'm on the same page with you on the order, bro. Like, and again, it's because of the ding that I'm giving Bellinger because of the injuries. But yeah, you can get me Soler.
But you could persuade me, right, to having it tied between Jurickson Profar and Cody
just
Bellinger.
put a little asterisk mark.
Yeah, because the same argument that I had for Soler being more pop in the middle of the lineup,
right,
it's the same thing for Cody Bellinger. Just lengthening our lineup, adding more power in the middle of our lineup.
Yeah.
Cody Bellinger, he strikes out less than Jorge Soler. He makes more contact than Jorge Soler. So there's an argument there for Cody Bellinger, but I do like Jorge Soler being that, one, he's healthy. Two, he already has 17 home runs this season, and he's proven in the World Series and the postseason.
I want to look. I saw one in here.
Bye, Ben. Joe Man says
Acevedo, that's what it was. It was like, we have all our solutions on the farm, but don't want to bring none up.
it's the Yankees. They don't think that they're ready. They need a little more seasoning. It's like, listen, it's like when you're around the holiday time, right? Whether it be, Turkey Day, the day of the Christmas tree, whatever holiday you guys celebrate, right? It's like around holiday time. Your mother or your grandmother, especially if you're Puerto Rican or Dominican, they put that beni the night before. But you cannot touch that beni until it's ready. You can't have the beni at 12 o'clock in the afternoon.
Why would you want to have
1
it?
o'clock in the afternoon.
Not right.
You gotta have it 24 to 48 hours later after it's been
100%.
cooking. You can't have it better. And I think that's what the Yankees front office is going with. We have a lot of talent at the minor league level. It's just they don't think that they're ready or to bring them up. You know me. I want to see my best friend Andre Chaparro get up here, right? That's my friend. Chappie's my friend. I want to see him up here. Take your shot. But I don't think the Yankees are going to make that move. Oswald Peraza. We're streaming for Oswald Peraza. He needs to be up here before anyone else.
Yeah. Yeah.
D-Rod says Pernilla farm ass system.
The Pernilla farm system. I love it. You know what? Hey, Pete, make sure we talk to the farm report guys. Tell them we need a new segment in their articles. The Pernilla segment. All right.
The Pernilla report.
How it's being cooked.
The Pernilla report. But also Pete puts a good argument for Belly because he can play first base. So if you do decide to give Anthony Rizzo a day off, you can have Cody Bellinger play first base and he still be a solid first baseman for you. So there's not that much of a drop off. So there is an argument for Cody Bellinger. I don't want nobody to think I'm just one-sided and on the Jorge Soler train.
And actually, Pete, you're in the chat. What is your take, Pete? What order would you rank? Would you put Soler above both of those guys?
Oh, he's definitely going Bellinger, probably
first,
Jurickson, Profar, and then Jorge Soler. Yeah, he's probably flopping Bellinger and Soler.
Yoshida was the miss, no doubt. Yeah,
absolutely, definitely was. 100%. Both Yoshida and Kodai Senga. Because there's an argument, even though Matt Scherzer has been good over his past few starts, there's a big argument that Kodai Senga is the ace of that team. But before we get out of here, I got one question to ask you because I just brought up that phrase, that word, an ace of the rotation, right? I gotta ask you, buddy, does every team have an ace, or it's just any guy who's the number one pitcher is a default ace? I want to ask you, are there that many true aces left in Major League Baseball?
I don't feel like there is, bro.
Mm-hmm.
You look at someone like the Mets, right? You can sit there and possibly say who their new ace is, but technically, if you go by who they have, you'd think Verlander, you would think Scherzer, right? Those are guys that were known as aces. So I feel like a lot of teams are more by committee than they are anything. You know, for us, would you sit there and say, technically, Gerrit Cole is our ace, right?
But I would consider Gerrit Cole an ace because, you know, he makes every start. Now, is he the top ace in Major League Baseball? Absolutely not. I think Spencer Strider from the Atlanta Braves is the best ace in baseball, right? I think Sandy Alcantara, even though he's having a not that Sandy type of season, he's a true ace, right? So there's not that many true aces that are out there. Before Justin Verlander and Max Scherzer joined the AARP club and decided to play Parcheesi on the weekend, they were top aces in baseball. But age has caught up to both of them, and they're not aces like they used to be back in the day. So I don't think there's that many true aces left in Major League Baseball, bro.
Same page, bro. I mean, if you really sit there and try to go down every team, we should do that one day. Let's look at every team and be like, all right, well, get a poll, see what people say the ace is, and then really look at the numbers, right? I agree. I don't think every team can sit there and say they have a true ace. Two things I want to touch on real quick before we bounce, bro. One, we were talking about it before the show, and we were talking about it with Pete as well. Trade rumors and all this Corbin stuff that's going on. Can we nix that in the butt? Like, what is the talk?
What are you talking about? What are you talking about?
Corbin? For pitcher, I'm sorry,
from
Bieber.
The Nationals. Oh, Bieber, Shane Bieber.
Talks.
I was about to say, Corbin Burns. You hanging out with LI? You hanging out with LI?
That's the problem.
That's what that shit is, bro.
LI. Stop. But the Shane Bieber talks.
Hell no. Yeah. I meant to bring this up. My fault for skipping this. But Shane Bieber, listen, was he an ace at one point for the Cleveland Guardians? Absolutely. Right? Was he a top pitcher in all of baseball? Absolutely. But he has fallen off of a cliff. Every pitching metric that you can look at, he has gotten worse in, or he has falling off of. His fastball, the velocity is ticked down. He doesn't have the same movement when it comes to his off-speed pitches. His strikeout rate is going down. His walk rate is going up. His home run, the amount of home runs he gives per nine has gone up as well. So Shane Bieber is not the Shane Bieber of old. Cleveland, if they were trying to rebuild, they should have traded him last year when his stock was the highest. This year, you're not going to get as much back as you would have gotten last year for Shane Bieber.
Yeah, let's be real. I mean, someone will go after him. Okay, I'm sure somebody will be more than happy to take him. They're not going to get the value like they could have last year. But I'm sorry, guys. You keep him off the Yankees. I have no desire for Bieber in any shape or form. And you can say I'm crazy, but I don't know if you agree. But no, I'm good on that one. I'm good.
Yeah, I'm good on Shane Bieber.
The second thing before we go,
like TC says, I'd rather get Justin Bieber than Shane Bieber. If you're honestly asking me, at least he can sell some tickets. You didn't have to do the goddamn song though. You didn't have to do the song, bro.
How could you not do? You know what?
All right, get to your point. Get to your point.
Number 2, all right, and very important. Number 2, guys, make sure you grab your tickets for September 23rd. The event is gonna be bananas. You know, you got this fool down there, the one who seems to be disagreeing with me on everything. Me, you got Pete, you got the Queen Jira, everybody from the fam coming out to have a good time. Grab your tickets, guys. There's so much around it that hasn't even been announced yet. That the event, the planning, it's gonna be dope. Get your tickets. Jira, drop the link.
But well, just so you know, I'm not to the bottom of you on the Zoom stream.
Oh, snap.
Yeah, exactly. I'm to the side of you, right?
I've been looking at you over here because on my screen you're over
exactly.
here.
Yeah, I'm over there to you. All right. This way. Yeah, I'm over there to you, right?
Right.
But yeah, Jerry, if you could drop the link in the chat so everybody can get their ticket. Make sure you secure your ticket September 23rd. It is going to be a movie, un película. If you guys talking the Spanish out there, right? Shout out to Pete Seminetti. I just want to take 2 seconds before we close it out. Shout out to our brother Pete Seminetti. What he has built over here on NYY News TV, what he and the Queen Jura has built over here, it's amazing. Again, appreciate you for this platform, allowing us knuckleheads to come up every Friday. Appreciate the chat as well for welcoming us to the fold of the NYY News TV family. You can catch us on the Morning Brew Sports. So. You had a guest on the Jets Evening Brew. Let the people in the chat know who your guest was. If you guys are football fans, you're gonna like this. Go ahead, Celso.
Yeah, if you're a Jets fan, I had one of those fandom moments. I was able to have Fireman Ed on the show this week. It was great. the entire episode. I don't usually plan things for shows. You know that, heck. You and I just wing things. And I went into that. I don't
know what planning is.
Yeah. I went into it though, like, I need to make sure I get the JETS chant before the show is over. I'm going to put this man on the spot. I didn't want to ask ahead of time and get a no. And when I asked and he said yes, and we were able to just give the look and get into the chant. Oh my gosh, it was a fandom moment for me. Guys, check it out. Everybody in the chat. We see so many of you that always tune into our other shows on our network. Thank you guys so much for helping us grow and supporting us. And you said it already, Pete, Jira, you guys already know we're family. I'm still trying to figure out how the heck Pete and I are going to have a better reunion than the dirty dancing moment we had last time. Like, we got to think it through, Pete. All right. We just have to have a plan in place. Love all you guys.
That was amazing.
We went longer than usual, and I loved every second.
Yeah. D-Rod, appreciate you as well. D-Rod, he said, I saw Fireman Ed, and I'm a Giants fan. I'm a Giants fan too, my guy. But shout out to the chat. Smack that like button. But let's wrap it up because we did go a bit longer, right? So, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, you have tuned in to another great episode of Get Yanked. I'm your guy, Hector, host of the Yanks Morning Brew, and I am with my compadre, Mr. Jiggerman Porto. And if you ain't back with us, we got 2 words for you.
Get yanked!
Oh, yeah.
As the competition, but if you go against me, you the opposition. But if you want to look like you can close the distance, I'ma give it A forever since you're so persistent. With you, I'm just practicing, cause I'm back to back. Let's get back to winning. As a matter of fact, I'm not that forgiving, cause you did this to yourself, that's a bad